What's up, everybody? I've got a review today of a new lens I just picked up a couple of months ago. I was very fortunate to finally get hold of the Nikon 500mm f5.6 PF lens. This thing has been on back order pretty much since the day it was released, and I waited a long time. I've been checking just about every day to see if anyone had one, and finally one day I saw that one of my favorite online retailers for camera equipment that I use had some in stock, and I clicked buy it now like that because I knew it was gonna be so hard to get it otherwise. And so here it is in all of its glory. I love this thing, absolutely love it. I'm not gonna go into great detail of all the specs and charts and graphs. I just don't do that. I care about the real world user experience. How does it feel? How does it handle? And finally, most importantly, what do the images look like? And obviously that's what matters more than anything anyway. This thing is so sharp. The colors are incredible. I mean, it's a prime lens. And so, you know, if you've shot with prime lenses, you know that primes just have this thing they can do that zoom lenses just don't quite get there with. It's not to say I don't love my zoom lenses. It's just to say that primes have a special thing. And there's a reason why there are a lot of photographers out there who only shoot with primes, because they just have a thing they do. And this lens does it. Now, you might have seen my review of the 300mm f4 PF lens from Nikon, which is pretty much the baby brother to this 500mm. Now, to be able to carry around this much photographic power in your camera bag, along with a couple of other lenses and a couple of bodies, that says a lot. That's a big deal. So that's why I can't recommend these PF lenses enough. Look, sometimes I know things feel like they're too easy. Like, this lens should not be allowed to be as good as it is. It should have to be super expensive and massive and weigh a ton and make you look like you work for Nat Geo or something. But I'm telling you right now, again, the proof is in the pudding. Just check out these images. So as far as features go, of course it's got VR, it's got sport mode and normal mode. Seems to work really well with the Z7. I know there have been some reviews that say with the Z7 it's not quite as good as it might be on a D850. Maybe so, but still the price point, the size, the weight, I think I can give up a few little things over the F4 version to be able to have something I can carry around and walk around with all day. I'm probably gonna get more stellar shots because I can actually carry the thing with me than I would if I had the F4, where I'm not gonna take it on all of my trips. I'm just not gonna be able to shoot with it as often. So the fact that this thing is so mobile, that says a whole lot. It's got a feature called memory recall, where I can actually program these buttons to memorize a focal point right here. So I'm looking at a bird, and then I go up here and look at another bird and come back down here, and I can hit one of these buttons and it'll bring me right back to that focus. As far as build quality goes, it's solid, it's sealed. You're not gonna get elements inside the lens. There's nothing to zoom in and out, so there's no protruding part of the lens that's gonna draw any elements into it. The only thing that moves on the outside of the lens is the focus ring itself. So you're not gonna have to worry if you're out in the rain or a little bit of dust or sand or any of that stuff. It's just not gonna get inside the lens. The lens hood, I will say, is a little cheap, plasticky feeling. Obviously, the F4 version comes with the big carbon fiber super duper lens hood. That's great, makes you look like a pro, but I don't care what you look like, I care what your images look like, and that's what really matters in the end anyway. We've got to remember that, because a lot of us who are very technical, we can get so caught up in the numbers and the technical stuff and the feel and the look that we forget that it's all about the end result. Really, that's what it's about. And with this thing, you're gonna get the end results that you want, I guarantee you. Losing that one stop of light might be a little bit of a downside to you, but I say bump up your ISO to compensate for that one stop of lost light. It's just not gonna matter that much in the end. And the bokeh, I mean, that little tiny bit extra you're gonna get from the F4, I don't see a $7,000 advantage in that. Maybe you do, and maybe you're getting paid really well to go shoot that stuff, and you're given a budget to buy those lenses. That's great. I mean, I would definitely own them if I was in that position, but I'm not. So this thing just became the perfect compromise. I don't see any of the other manufacturers doing this phase Fresnel technology. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's kind of like a lighthouse. In a lighthouse, you've got this small compartment with light that's able to shoot great distances out over the water. How do they do that? They use a phase Fresnel lens, and that's pretty much what they've done in this. They've got one element in there that's the phase Fresnel element that actually compensates for a lot of other elements that would normally be in a larger lens. That's why they're so much bigger. They've figured out some voodoo to be able to compress all of that into this and still get fantastic results. Chromatic aberration, I haven't seen any. Color looks perfect, sharpness is there. What more could you want? Pretty much that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about this thing because there's really not a whole lot more to say. And if you want more details and specs, there are plenty of reviews out there for it. And hopefully more to come as this thing gets more popular and as Nikon ups their production hopefully very soon. It's gonna be hard to get on a wait list if you're interested in it. But I guarantee you're gonna love this thing. I don't think you're gonna be sending it back. But if you can find one to rent, maybe go check it out for a weekend. I think you're just gonna fall in love with it just like I have. So that's pretty much it. I'll be back with more reviews in the future along with more of my how I edit videos. Please subscribe to my channel and I welcome your feedback in the comments section. I always love to read the comments and I try to get back with everybody. So thanks a lot. I'll be back.